Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakat Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And salutations to all you Akim that pushing his word in sincerity and truth. Coming back at you with another lesson. This is a thought that I had on my mind about basically the so-called white man and his carnal and violent ways. In past, the so-called white man has infiltrated certain groups out there. For instance, like the Black Panthers. He's infiltrated like street gangs who started off with intentions on helping their people out in the community or having their own businesses and schools and that sort of thing. He's infiltrated those groups and started up basically confusion by putting certain people in there and to commit violent acts or violence against law enforcement and that type of thing. And you have Israelite groups out there, like, for instance, this guy, General Nahana, and his group, they had videos showing weapons and going to the gun range and those type of things. And we're not supposed to be like that, man. It's all right to have a weapon, but you're not supposed to be like showing those things off, because ultimately it's the Lord who's going to bring down our enemies, man. It's not us physically going out there to bring down those who oppress us. It's not our job to go out there and get physical with them, to get violent with them. It's just our job to live our lives according to the scriptures and go out there and prophesy and let the whole world know what's about to go down. And that's our job, man, not to try to go out there and get carnal with anybody, you know what I'm saying? Even while on the line, if somebody just, starts to mess, you can defend yourself, but you're not supposed to go out there and just whoop on people just because they don't believe the truth or that type of thing. So, we bring out a couple scriptures on carnalness, basically, because we're not supposed to be carnal. This is 2 Corinthians 10:3. It says, for though we walk in the flesh, meaning we're in this body, we're in this flesh, the spirit is in this flesh, we do not war after the flesh, okay? Because people who are in the flesh do worldly things, man, okay? They take things into their own hand, so to speak. They don't have no faith in the Lord to wait upon the Lord. Vengeance is of the Lord, So we don't war after the flesh, man. All right? It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Okay? The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Okay? And I'm not going to go out there and get physically violent with somebody, because they don't believe it's true. Or if law enforcement pulls you over and you don't have the right stuff on you, you can see that all over the internet and stuff, how these Negroes act towards law enforcement. They're out of control with them, man. They're going to get physical with you. You know what I'm saying? We have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to get us out of situations that we're in. That's what it's about, man. All right? For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh, okay? To the pulling down of strongholds, okay? Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh. Okay? And how do you cast down imaginations and everything that exalted itself against the Yahweh? Through the scriptures, man. Not through becoming physically violent with someone. We cast those things down through the scriptures, through Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Okay? And bring it into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai. Okay? And those are bad thoughts that are in our minds sometimes. And we bring those thoughts down through Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, through the scriptures, remembering certain scriptures that come to mind that help you out, man. You know, having that camaraderie among the brothers through these scriptures, man. Helping each other out, building each other up. Iron sharpening iron, man. Okay? So we see groups out there like this Project Megiddo and Southern Poverty Laws. You know, they have Black Hebrew Israelites in their list of groups that they see as being a threat to the government. You know, we're no threat to the government. We're not going to go out there, like we said, and get guns and have an uprising against the government or law enforcement. We're not about that. We're about bringing out scriptures, bringing out truth, bringing out facts. That's what we're about, man. Okay? So that Black Hebrew Israelite thing, that's not us. You know what I'm saying? We Hebrew Israelites, we have nothing to do with anything Black Hebrew Israelites. Okay? We're just bringing these scriptures out and bringing out the truth. And any other groups out there that's about weapons and guns, they're not a part of GMS because GMS doesn't teach to go out there to get physical with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to bring this out. This is Ephesians 6 and 11. It says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, which are these scriptures. Okay? That you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Okay? And the wiles of the devil are many things that they can bring against you, man. And the devil is the so-called white man. Okay? It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay? We don't wrestle against flesh and blood, man. That's these people out there. They're carnal, they're worldly, and that's what they're about, man. Violence, man. And other things that consist of the flesh and the blood, because the flesh is all wickedness, is wicked, man. Okay, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And those are those elites that are out there that you don't see on TV that control the world, basically, man. Okay? So we wrestle against those people through the scriptures by exposing what they're doing, man, and what they're about to do. Prophesying against them, man. That's what we wrestle with, man. And we wrestle with them spiritually, not physically, man. Right? It says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. And the evil day is the days that are ahead, which is basically Jacob's trouble, which consists mainly of famine, death, and destruction, man. Okay? Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, which is the main thing, man, which is the main thing in the true faith, man, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And all the fiery darts of the wicked, like I say, are various things, including accusations, false accusations, and physical things that they can do, man. Those are the fiery darts, man. Demonize you, man. Okay? It says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh. The word of Yahweh is Yahweh Shai. You read St. John, the first chapter, it tells you that in the beginning was the word, and the word was with Yahweh, and the word was Yahweh. That's Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Okay? And this is our reasonable service in His truth, man. Okay? Not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, man. So this was just something that was on my mind that I wanted to bring out real quick. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And salutations to all the Akimite that push this word in sincerity and truth. Shalom.